Back in the day when I had just started doing what somehow passed as working for a living, in that weekly phone call which most sons feel obliged to make to their mothers, if only to reassure them that they are still alive, even though they don't really have much to say, I can recall telling my mum that I was having to work really hard and finding it tough. Her retort was always, "Hard work never killed anyone," and I soon learned that the response of, "Why should I run the risk of being the first?" was, shall we say, best not repeated too often. A bit like, "Why don't you send it to them then?" when told that starving children would be grateful for the food on my dinner plate that I didn't want to eat. In today's verses, we are told that it is not by works that we are saved, but by grace and through faith. That is probably good news for most of us, because I know that if grace was distributed based on my works, it's fair to say I wouldn't be at the front of the queue for the largest helping. The best kind of gifts are often the surprise ones, given without any warning and not at all expected. Grace has been defined as the love and mercy given to us by God because God desires us to have it, not necessarily because of anything we have done to earn it, and as a gift from God which is generous, free, and totally unexpected and undeserved. We can't shout from the rooftops that we have deserved God's grace, but we are expected to shout from the rooftops of our faith in God, which allows us to be offered and accept his grace. John Newton knew what he was talking about when he wrote the hymn Amazing Grace in 1779, turning as he did from being a slave trader to become a curate in a Buckinghamshire church. It is estimated that the hymn, which talks about saving a wretch like me, is performed about 10 million times annually. In a previous thought for the day, I've mentioned Canada's finest export in the shape of the rock band Rush. One of their albums was the 1984 platinum seller Grace Under Pressure. But God doesn't put anyone under any pressure to accept his grace. It's freely offered, and he invites you to freely accept it. Do you know God's grace in your life today? If you don't, put your faith in him and accept it today. You won't regret it. Amen.